that you have something that serves as a huge milestone of service to this community in terms of your service. So thank you again for your service to the city, to our community, and being such a positive impact on all of our employees.
Thank you. Thank all.
We're not done. But wait, there's more.
Significant. 50 years of service is something that we really thank you for. This is an appreciation from the state, from Bill Lee, from the governor, in appreciation of your service to the city. Again, thank you, Monie.
He will. I believe the next item on our agenda is a proclamation for Louie Gump.
Yeah, the next order of business is consideration of proclamation to the family of the late Louie Gump in recognition of his service and dedication to our community.
So I would invite Louie's family to come join me if they will. I will tell you before I start to read the proclamation, there are not words to describe what Louie Gump meant to Johnson City and the value of his philanthropy and his service. I count him as a friend, having been in Kiwanis, having shared office in the same building for many years, and so I'll now read the proclamation. Whereas Louis H. Gump Louie was born December 19, 1938, and passed away on July 20 of 2022, leaving behind a legacy as a visionary leader of the Johnson City community. And whereas he received his bachelor's degree in economics from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill in 1961, graduating as a Moorhead Scholar and a U.S. Navy ROTC honor graduate before serving in the Navy as an officer on the destroyer USS O'Brien for 2 years. And whereas Mr. Gump returned to Johnson City to work with his family's financial business before starting the consulting firm Impact Management, and whereas the Roan Scholars Leadership Program at East Tennessee State University was founded through an endowment from Mr. Gump in 1997, and has produced 91 Roan alumni to date, most of whom have remained in the Appalachian Highlands region to make significant positive impacts in their communities as teachers, nurses, doctors, attorneys, nonprofit directors, business leaders, government officials, military officers, and more. And whereas he was the co-founder and past president of both the East Tennessee Hospice and Hands-On Museum, served on numerous boards and foundations focused on education as well as mental and physical health, and was a champion of young entrepreneurs. Whereas Mr. Gump was a world traveler who always returned home to Johnson City, making a lasting contribution to this community and serving as one of its greatest supporters. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the City of Johnson City that Louie Gump is officially and graciously commended for his distinguished service and dedication to our community. So I'll present that to you, and I have several more. So sort of move out. Thank you. Would you all like to say anything? We appreciate it.
On behalf of the family, I would like to say thank you to everyone here, to the City Commission, the City of Johnson City. Our dad was deeply grateful for this city, what it provided, and we each and all are grateful for what it has provided for us. We want you to know how much this is appreciated and how uplifted he would be. And he also knew that it's not just about one person, it's not about one family, and it's not about any one part of the community. It's about the whole community, and we appreciate how you're coming together to celebrate people around Johnson City. Thank you.
And to your mom, too. Your mom and dad were both amazing people. Y'all all look just like, you look so much like your mom.
Glad you could be here. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Mayor, the next recognition is of Deidra Brown by State Representative Rebecca Alexander.
Good evening. It's good to be with you all tonight, and I thank the commission for allowing me to do this here.
Anytime.
As a state rep, we get many requests for bills, and one came across my desk early last spring, and it was from Miss Deidra Brown here, who, if any of you all had a child or a grandchild at Science Hill and they got to go through one of Deidre's math classes, you know what an incredible experience they had learning math. There are very few teachers that can teach at this level, and she knocked it out of the ballpark every day she was in the school. So when she wrote me her letter, I paid attention because my girls had the wonderful opportunity of having her in class. And I read her letter, and she said, Rebecca, we've got to do something about retired teachers. If we are needed back in the classroom, and as you all well know, we have been short of teachers in the classrooms, and we needed good teachers. She said, we need to do something that will not keep us, that will allow us to go back in the classroom without hurting our retirement. She had had the experience of, after retiring, getting called to Sullivan County, I believe. Am I correct on this? Yeah, Sullivan Central to teach for a teacher that was going to be out for 6 months, and she agreed to take that job. At the end of that 6 months, though, because you were only allowed to teach 120 days prior to this law, she was allowed to come, but she could only come a couple days a week, and then they'd have to get a substitute to fill in because her 120 days were running out. So we looked at the bill, and I went to the Department of Education, and then I went to the Treasurer's Department and begged and pleaded because, you know, the Treasury Department doesn't like to give up too much of that retirement benefit money. So, but with a lot of coaxing, we got this bill passed. So this allows retired teachers, retired bus drivers to go back into the community, to go back into the jobs that they are needed in when there's a situation that they need to have an opening for, without it hurting their retirement benefits. They get to collect 70% of their retirement. They get paid fully by the system that is inviting them in. So basically they're double dipping, as I tease Deidra. But it's a great thing for our school systems. But I just wanted Deidra to come when the governor called and said, I want to do a ceremonial signing of this bill. I said, okay. He picks a few bills that he really, really likes, and he wanted to do a ceremonial signing. So I called Ms. Brown to see if she could come, and she was actually on her way to Greece at the time when I made the phone call, so she was not going to be able to be there. But I wanted her to have a copy of this bill because I wouldn't have known the need had it not been for a teacher reaching out to me. And I wanted to recognize her in this way, give her a copy of the bill that Governor Lee signed in his office into law this spring. So thank you, Deidra. Thank you for your commitment to students and to learning, and for all you've done for our community.
next order of business is a presentation of a proclamation recognizing Celebrate Babies Week.
We're about halfway there, folks. I'll read the proclamation. Whereas 80,000 babies are born every year in Tennessee, and whereas to guarantee a bright future for Tennessee and its families, we must ensure that all children are given the best start possible, and that begins with early relational health. And whereas scientific research points to the earliest years of life as the most critical for social and emotional development, forming the brain connections that build the architecture for future growth, and whereas the most crucial ingredients for laying a healthy foundation is a caring, nurturing relationship with parents, caregivers, teachers, professionals, and the community as a whole, and whereas there can be a celebration of diversity with outcomes that are equitable and inclusive for all Tennessee babies, providing a sense of belonging for future generations. And whereas through intentional community outreach, networking, education, intervention, and policy awareness efforts, babies, their families, and those that support them throughout Tennessee are celebrated. Now, therefore, I, Joseph Wise, the mayor of the city of Johnson City, do hereby proclaim October 17 through the 21st as Celebrate Babies Week.
Sure. So our organization is a nonprofit called Aim High of Tennessee, the Association of Infant Mental Health in Tennessee. We exist to support professionals who work with children by providing trainings, advocacy, resources, so that they can foster those early relational health with the children that they work with, ages birth through 5. So our Celebrate Babies Week is specifically just for our tiniest Tennesseans, and we're focusing on providing resources and trainings for NICU nurses, infant classroom teachers, et cetera. So thank you all so much.
Mayor, the next proclamation is recognizing Toys for Tots 2022 campaign.
The uniform kind of gave you away. I knew which one you were here for. All right. Whereas the United States Marine Corps' Toys for Tots program has been sending a message of hope to needy youngsters across the nation since its inception in 1947. And whereas the primary goal for Toys for Tots is through the gift of a new toy to help bring the joy of Christmas and send a message of hope to America's less fortunate children that will assist them in becoming responsible, productive, patriotic citizens. And whereas in the 2021 holiday season, over 14,000 toys were distributed to almost 6,200 local children in the Johnson City area alone. And whereas each year, the Toys for Tots program requests donations of new unwrapped toys for distribution in time for Christmas, and this year, the local campaign has already established over 30 collection boxes in the Johnson City community for donated toys. Now, therefore, I, Joseph Wise, the mayor of the city of Johnson City, do hereby proclaim October through December of 2022 as Toys for Tots season. Let's give you that. And then if you have any comments, tell us. I'm sorry, let's do that again. Tell us where the collection sites are and anything else you'd like folks to know.
So, Major Roy, I'm the Marine Inspector Instructor here in Johnson City for the Marine site here. The collection sites have started being put out across the community. We're still continuously getting more sites to volunteer as donation spots. If you have a business that you would like to participate, go to our online portal, sign up, and we'll bring collection boxes to you, pick up the toys, and be able to share that. Again, the goal is to see the 6,200 children that we were able to support last year, and we're on the right track this year. If you aren't able to provide a site to be a donation location, or be able to provide the toys for yourselves, we highly encourage you to point those that are less fortunate in our direction, and we'll look at finding ways to get them the resources they need. Or any other organization that would like to host events, we're more than willing to work with you one-on-one, figuring out what kind of events we can do to bring awareness to the community as well as bring support from the community back into the community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, the next item is a proclamation recognizing domestic violence awareness.
Whereas domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity through systematic physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and/or economic control and abuse. And whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group of people, but cross all economic, racial, gender, educational, religion, and societal barriers, and the City of Johnson City is committed to help prevent domestic violence and address its brutal and destructive effects. And whereas victims of violence should have access to medical and legal services, emergency and transitional housing, and other supportive services so that they can escape the cycle of abuse. And whereas important partnerships like the Johnson City, Washington County Family Justice Center have been formed among criminal justice agencies, healthcare providers, allied professionals, and victim services to assist victims of domestic violence and their families. And whereas it is important to recognize the compassion and dedication of the individuals who provide services to victims of domestic violence and work to increase public understanding of this significant problem. Now, therefore, I, Joseph Wise, the Mayor of Johnson City, in conjunction with the National Network to End Domestic Violence and the Johnson City, Washington County Family Justice Center, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'll give you that. I'll invite any comments you'd like to share.
The Family Justice Center is very grateful for this recognition. It's an opportunity for us to bring awareness to the community, not only of domestic violence and the epidemic that's happening that a lot of time is overlooked, especially in our community. It gives us also the opportunity to make everyone aware of our resources. We offer supportive services for victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. We offer assistance with orders of protection. We offer trauma counseling, court advocacy, and some other resources. So we are located at 196 Montgomery Street.
And you don't have to have an appointment. You can walk in at any time between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year, from July the 1st, 2021 to June the 30th, 2022, we've served 1,005 victims. So we in the Washington County area. So today we just want, this whole month, we're bringing awareness to domestic violence.
And in addition to empowering victims, we also try to empower the community through education and training. So if there's ever opportunity in the community that you would like for us to come out and do an in-service training with you guys, you can get in touch with us, and we're very happy to do so.
The Family Justice Center first came into being, about 7 years ago? 2016. And it really was a coordination of services that were in many cases happening in other parts of the community, but they were fragmented and scattered. And so it really does make it possible for those who are at a moment of perhaps greatest need to have access to those services in a coordinated and consolidated environment. And so the work you do is much appreciated. Thank you both.
Mayor, the next proclamation is recognizing Hindu Heritage Month.
It's the grand finale, so come on up.
Got one more.
So there's one more?
Yeah.
Where's one more?
Well, it's not a proclamation.
Recognition of J.C. 101.
Oh, okay, but I don't have a proclamation.
No.
I don't
There's
know
no
whereas. Come on
whereas.
up, come on up. There's no more whereases after this one.
That would be accurate.
Nope.
We do pictures first, or? All right. Whereas there are approximately 1 billion Hindus worldwide and 6 million in the United States, and more than 500 Hindu families in and around the city of Johnson City, And whereas American Hindus have made numerous positive contributions to all aspects of society, from science and business to education and politics and spirituality, and whereas the city of Johnson City's vibrant American Hindu community has contributed tremendously to the vitality of the city and enriched the lives of its citizens. And whereas during the month of October, the culture, history, traditions, achievements, and contributions of Hindus are recognized and celebrated throughout the United States, now I therefore, Joseph Wise, the mayor of the city of Johnson City, do hereby recognize October 2022 as Hindu Heritage Month. And since you're closest, I'll hand that to you. And I'll welcome them. Thank you, sir.
Can everybody have a second?
Sure, please.
So, I am Dharmen Patel. I'm a medical oncologist serving Tri-City area for 20 years. Just like to share a quick 4 important Hindu beliefs, which is karma, which is pursuit of pleasure. Artha is pursuit of material success. Dharma is leading good life, and moksha is final liberation of the soul from suffering. Thank you.
And Hindu is not only just a religion, it's the way of living. So all meditation, yoga, everything is from Hindu culture. So like many other religion, Hindu does not have any founding father or not any single book, but it's just the constellation of the different book. It's just the way of living rather than just the way of worshiping and getting to the salvation different way. And many words are very much engraved in lot of American culture. One is the karma, the other one is a lot of other what you do, guru, which is like who is your lead you to the salvation or lead you to the higher birth. So there are many things on, but the meditations and yoga, all that's leading to the tranquility of the soul and tranquility in each and every one. And we say namaste, that means I hereby wants to union and recognize your soul, getting unionized with your soul and getting closer to your heart.
I'm Ashok Mehta. We have a Tri-City temple at a Rock Spring exit. Everyone is welcome. Every Sunday we have a worship. You don't need anything. You can come in, watch our worship. We have been there since 22 years. Okay? And we have a large Indian community here. We are proud to be here in the Tri-City area. This has been the best area we can think of. So we appreciate for today's proclamation, and we really love people around here who has been very accommodating to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Wise and the City Council and Commission and all of you for being here. You know, October as being the Heritage Month, we've been able to celebrate quite a few festivities in town with, as Mayor mentioned, you know, over 500 families in Tri-Cities area. And to host them, we have almost 10,000 square foot facility in Kingsport. And just shy of 20 years ago, there was hardly 20 families, and now we're talking about 500 families. So I'm sure Tri-Cities communities and fellow citizens here have a lot to do with that, to cultivate and assimilate us in many ways and give us their love and support as good neighbors. So we definitely thank you all, and especially the City Council for recognizing what we share, our religion as well as our good faith and services to this community. So thank you.
The next item is the presentation of certifications of completion, recognizing folks who participated in the Johnson City 101 course. And I would invite...
Now the T-shirts make sense.
Yes. And I would invite Anne Marie French to come up with them. She was their facilitator. She worked through the training and put together the program. And I think she will assist Mayor in helping to hand out the certifications.
Okay, this isn't our whole group. We had a group of 14 that participated this time around. JC 101 is a program that we spend 9 weeks, about 27 hours over the course of the 9 weeks, getting to know our different departments in the city and educating folks, getting folks to have an opportunity to meet with our staff and ask some questions. This group is already a very involved group. Several of them already sit on some of our boards and commissions and are already members of various groups in the community. But they all came with an incredible willingness to learn about the city and the work that everybody here does. They ask thoughtful questions. They engaged in robust discussions. And I can't thank our own staff enough for devoting their time, not just the directors, but many of their department members, to stay after hours and create solid programs that help to educate everybody that's here. So I just want to thank you all for participating. Anybody else who wants to participate, you can get onto our website at johnsoncitytn.org/JC101 and submit a application to do so. We do ask that you be a Johnson City resident, and we're hoping to expand the program to 2 different sessions next year because we do have a little bit of a waiting list. But again, wanted to thank everybody here, and again, thank our staff. So without further ado, here, how about
She kind of short sells it with the comment about a waiting list. The next section might already be full. But anyway.
So, Nicole, Adrian, Nikki, Sarah, Priscilla, Cooper, me, Regina. So this is our most recent group of JC 101 graduates.
I know some of you already know this, but I want to repeat it for you and for anyone else who might be watching the meeting. We are entering another season where we would be looking for citizens to volunteer their time and their talents to serve on boards and commissions. And so that process has opened up really just in the last couple of weeks, and it'll run through the rest of this year, and the commission takes up those appointments in January. And so I would encourage you to apply your new knowledge in that way if you're not already serving. And if you're watching the meeting, to consider doing the same. And Johnson City 101, sign up early because it does fill up quickly.
Mayor, I'd like to hear from some of them if they've,
Absolutely.
their
I'll
experience,
just
yeah.
You can give your name and just anything you'd like to share about the experience.
I'm Josie Watson, a resident of Johnson City. I'd like to thank Anne Marie, the organizers, the heads of the different departments we visited. The 8 weeks have been very rewarding and amazing to know there are a lot going on behind the scenes, good things that we didn't know of. And I'm grateful and really glad to be a part of this city and to know all that is being done, and look forward to being a good community member.
Anybody else want to offer their thoughts?
This is a test for next time we're going to speaking.
Good evening, everyone. I would just like to say that this class was very enlightening, very eye-opening. There's so many things going on behind the scenes that we absolutely have no idea about. I don't want to downplay any challenges and issues and even problems that we may have both from inside and outside, but those come up in our faces all the time. It's the positive things that we don't hear about very much. There are people in our community that go into situations and places that I'd break my neck trying to get out of, and I'm very grateful for them that do that. We put our hand out and turn on our water faucets and expect water, and we expect clean water to come, and we all learned how that happens, and we are so grateful for those folks that make that happen on a daily basis. Very enlightening. I highly encourage anybody, everybody, to just flood Anne Marie's inbox with requests to be a part of this class. It'll really be opening your eyes.
I'm Priscilla Ramsey. I'm retired from ETSU. I think that I love everything that people have said so far, but I want to say one thing. I was so impressed with how excited and enthusiastic all the people were that we met on this journey. Even the people in the sewer treatment plant were so excited to share their information and their knowledge about what they do. And I think that's a big tribute to this city.
Vicky, you can say.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
being here. Thanks for doing it.
Mayor, while I fully recognize that I'm not going to be nearly as witty as you in terms of reflecting the number of proclamations that we have, I will tell you we nearly triple or quadruple that amount with the number of beer licenses that we have tonight.
I know, I saw that. I'm very excited to see dozens and dozens and dozens.
This is very unusual for those folks watching. This is not all that happens at city commission meetings, just to remind you. The first order of business of consideration is a beer license application for Geofoods, Inc. At 1811 West Data Franklin Road, number 3, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Is the applicant here? If you'll come to the podium, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to have to ask it probably 40 times.
40 times.
And you're going to have to answer it 40 times.
Not once,
Maybe
just
with-
once for this one.
Oh, I'm not you, I'm sorry. You're not the long
She
list
might
of them.
not.
I'm sorry, you only have to answer it once.
Okay.
If you'll give your name and address, please.
Okay, my name is Georgia Schnell, and my address, my home address.
Your
is,
business address will be fine.
Okay, 1811 West State of Franklin Road.
And Ms.
Just
Snell,
as-
if you can spell your name for us, that would be helpful.
Okay, Georgia, like the state. The last name is Schnell.
Thank you so much.
I learned something today, that apparently the person who puts the minutes together sometimes has a hard time figuring out who spoke. And so we're going to do a better job of making sure we capture that.
Okay.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the
Yes, I
city?
did.
Do you agree to abide by them?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you. Commission, do you wish to take action or have questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. If there's not objection, Mr. Trivett, if you'll call the roll.
Yes, sir.
He's new.
Mr. Trivett is actually using a computerized system to do this, which we had not done before.
Oh,
So not only is he doing this, but he's actually recording everything so that it does not have to be listened to and re-recorded again.
Correct.
Okay.
So Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next order of business.
Oh, wait, she gets to take a
Craig,
better place.
congratulations. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about your business?
No, it's just a restaurant with another beer license, I guess.
Well, what kind of restaurant?
Greek food, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have Italian dishes, subs, pizza, and some Greek food.
When are you
So,
planning on opening?
I hope by the end of next week.
Great.
Good. You're in my neighborhood, so I'll be over to see you.
Okay. I'll see
Sounds
you
yummy.
there.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that, commissioners. The next item is a beer license application for Rio de Brazil Steakhouse at 1091 Hamilton Place, Johnson City, Tennessee.
If you'll come on up to the podium, please.
And sir, as you heard before, I may have to ask you to spell your name for us, if you will, when you say it.
My name is Alvaro Guzman, Alvaro, last name Guzman, Gucman.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree to abide by them?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are there questions from the commissioner?
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. If there's not objection, we'll come back to that in just a
Yeah.
minute. We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Now,
Congratulations.
you've moved from Market Street out to Hamilton
Right, we
Place.
were
That's the
located
same
on
restaurant.
1800
Right.
Market Street, and now we're.
It's the
Hamilton
old building
Place.
got torn down, is that right?
Yep.
Something else is going in there.
Yep.
So-
Now, you've opened now, or are you
We
still-
already opened.
Okay.
Yeah, we already opened. We've been open for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Wish you well in your new location.
Thank you, thank you.
The next item of consideration is a beer license application.
Here we
Excuse me, consideration of a temporary beer license application for GPM Southeast LLC at 3894 Bristol Highway, Johnson City, Tennessee.
If you'll give your name
Good
and
evening.
business address, please.
Bob Orfield, Orfield, 2961 Rocky Springs Road, Piney Flats, Tennessee.
And have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree to abide by them?
We do.
All right. Ms. Ball, the label temporary on this one, just for the benefit of those who may have heard you read the caption, can you explain?
I may ask Sunny to come up on this one and speak to this.
Is this a new owner?
The temporary status on this location is due to the certificate of substantial completion not yet being completed. You'll recall earlier in the summer, we had passed a new ordinance that allows for this type of license that can be in place for up to 30 days, and it can be renewed.
So will they have to come back on this one to get it made permanent?
Yes.
Okay.
Once they have received that certificate, they'll come back and get the official license that'll be a permanent license.
One more question is the reason we're seeing all these tonight is from a change of ownership or?
Correct, it is a change of ownership. A change of ownership does trigger that a new application must be submitted.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Back to the routine, Mr. Orfield. Are there questions for the applicant? If not, we had a motion and a second. We'll need a motion and a second.
I'll move for approval.
Second. Have a motion and a second. If, Mr. Trivett, if you'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy? Yes. Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes. Okay, 1 down. How many to go?
Next is-
I'm through item 5.22. If it pleases, if you want to join them, you can. If you cannot, I
I
understand.
think we have to do them separately.
Got you.
So, thank you.
Because your answer to have you read the rules and regulations may change somewhere in the middle.
So next is a beer license application for GPM Southeast LLC for 2607 South Roan Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Mr. Orfield, have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Brock, motion from Commissioner Hunter. We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next item is for the consideration of the same owner located at 527 Princeton Road, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Mr. Orfield, have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
And do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion? Motion from the Vice Mayor and a second
Second.
from Commissioner Hunter. We'll call the roll, Mr. Trivett.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next item, consideration for the same applicant at 4700 North Roan Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations? This will get really hard to say with this, right? Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city?
I have.
And do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second from Commissioners Hunter and Brock. We'll call the roll when you're ready.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next order of business is the same applicant for beer license at 5022 Bobby Hicks Highway, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Thank you. We have a motion.
Move approval.
A motion from Commissioner Hunter. Second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Brock. Call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next item is the same applicant, located at 1310 Cherokee Road, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Do we
Move
have a
approval.
motion?
Second.
Motion and a second? You'll have a, you just make the motion
I
and
did.
second, okay, all right. We'll just keep
the
going
same
that
way.
way, make it
Who
easy.
did it?
It was Commissioner
Same
Hunter
two.
made the motion, Commissioner Brock is the
Second.
second, and they're gonna just keep doing that for the next 19 of these.
Okay, good deal.
Or
We'll make it
reflect.
easier. That's great.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
5.9 is same applicant at 1702 West Market, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Motion.
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 5.10, same applicant, location is 901 West Walnut Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
And we have a motion from Commissioner
Yes.
Hunter and a second
Second.
from Commissioner Brock. We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Are you setting us up, Mayor-wise? This is an election year.
I'm thinking as I read through these, I ought to
Very
try
good.
different
I didn't
dramatic
think about that.
readings of the.
It's like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like it. All
Item
right.
511, have we called the roll yet?
We did
Yes,
call
we
this.
did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Item 511 is same applicant, location is 1512 State of Franklin Road, Johnson City, Tennessee.
I've spilled my.
You need a little sign that just says that.
Need a moment. Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
All right. Motion.
Move.
Second.
Second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 512, same applicant, location 832 North, State of Franklin, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
And do you still agree to abide by them?
I do.
Move
All right.
approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll call the roll, Mr. Trivett.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yep.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice
That
Mayor
one he
Fowler?
doesn't-
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 513, same applicant, location is 2695 Boones Creek Road, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you?
I'm sorry. This is where I ask you, have you read the rules?
I can just go ahead and say I do.
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
I
exactly.
do.
Do you agree to abide by them?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Move approval.
Motion
Second.
and a second. And we'll call the roll, Mr. Trivett.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 514, same applicant, location 900 Sunset Drive, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Move
All right.
approval.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Trivett.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor
Seven more.
Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes. I feel like you're setting us up for that beer board you said we should have set up.
Yeah.
Like, we'll never do that to him
That would be
again.
Ms. Sandos is doing. let's see.
One meeting late.
Item
Just go to more
515,
than that.
same applicant, location is 607 Twin Oaks Drive, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mr. Trivett, if you'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 516 is the same applicant, which happens to be the Roadrunner Markets, if somebody's wondering at this point who's applying for his beer license, at 1908 East Unaka Avenue, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol inside the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
We have a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 517 is same applicant at 5022 Bobby Hicks Highway, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Move approval.
Second.
We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
I guess so, yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 518, same applicant, location 2900 North Roan Street, Piney Flats, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol inside the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Motion?
Move approval.
Second.
And we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 519, same applicant, location is 6757 Bristol Highway, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Move approval.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. We'll call the roll. Mr. Trivett?
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 520, the same applicant, location 408 North Broadway Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol inside the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Move
Motion.
approval.
Second.
Second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Item 521, same applicant, location 1001 South Roan Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol inside the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Do we have a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
We'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Drum roll.
I was gonna say, maybe you do like the end of the proclamation.
Okay, and the one you've been waiting for, 5.22.
Yes, same applicant, Roadrunner Market, 2810 West Walnut Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations on the sale of alcohol in the city of Johnson City?
I have.
And do you still agree to abide by them?
I do.
All right, do we have a motion?
Second.
And we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Praise the Lord, yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes, and we wish you a long and prosperous, because we don't want to deal with the transfer of these beer permits.
I hesitate to say this, but items 5.18 and 5.19, I believe the cities are incorrect. I think they should be reversed. 61 is located on Roan Street in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, it says Piney Flats, yeah.
And 65, item 5.19 is indeed Bristol Highway in Piney Flats. I just don't want to have to come back
No,
again.
we appreciate you doing it now
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of later.
Can we
Sorry,
amend that?
my
then?
apologies.
Sonny, do we
But I
need to
just
go back
noticed
and
that.
recall those?
Sonny?
Sonny, what's your recommendation?
So I make a motion to amend
My
Okay.
apologies.
and recall 5.18 and 5.19.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second to recall the two identified items. If there's not objection, we'll call the roll on that.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes, before we came into this meeting, I was given very clear instructions not to deviate from the script because it's Randy's first time doing
We're
this.
deviating.
And so we're just all over the place at this point.
He's taking notes now instead of just on the computer.
He's now
so.
resorted to a piece of paper.
Yes.
so.
Okay, so we are we still
Got to
need to
go
call.
back and got to call both
Okay.
of those back.
We're going to call both of those back up.
Get the right.
And do you want to reread the
I
captions?
will. This is item 5.18, and this is consideration of a beer license application for GPM Southeast, located at 2900 North Roan Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning?
So let me get some clarity on this a little bit
Oh,
here,
boy.
if you don't mind, before you ask him the same question you've asked him all night. So originally, the 5.18 is the one we're reconsidering. So what was the problem with it the
It
first time?
says Piney Flats, Tennessee.
And it's
supposed to
Johnson
say
City,
Johnson City
Tennessee.
on that one.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'll change
So that's what we're considering.
Do we have to make a motion to change to Johnson City,
Sonny, can you come up and help us with this?
to amend it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We
wanna
recalled
probably-
those two, so we need to make a motion to change the address
To
on that.
amend them, yeah.
And then we need to do that.
You may have to help us with the wording on this, Sonny.
And then tomorrow, Randy will need
Yeah.
help.
You think you guys need help?
But the question is, do we have to bring that
Right.
forward? Does the commissioner have to bring it forward in a motion to change the city?
That is correct. You'll need to make a motion to amend the agenda item to correct the city.
Okay.
You'll vote, approve that, and then you will vote on.
Can we
to recall
amend,
the
we
item.
can amend the agenda in one motion and a vote, right?
Yes, you can amend both of those in.
And then
one
we would need to
motion.
call them individually captioned.
That is
Okay,
correct.
so I guess what we need now is a motion to amend those two items to correct the cities.
I make that motion.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Murphy. And now we,
In our amendment, do we have to name Johnson City as 6061?
We just
Right,
did that.
yeah,
We
the
just amended
motion is to
make
correct
switches
those
to
two
Johnson
items
City
to-
and to Piney Flats.
Okay.
Move the addresses on those two. So we have to call the
Call the
roll
roll.
on that.
we're calling the roll on amending, or the change of the agenda.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Now we do. the
Now we're dealing with the two
individual.
items
Gotcha.
called individually.
Thank you. Now we are at 5.18, which has been amended to be the name of Johnson City. So this is a beer license for GPM Southeast, located at 2900 North Roan Street, Johnson City, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol inside the city of Johnson City?
I have.
And do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
All right, motion.
Question approved.
Second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next is item 5.19, which is to consider a beer license for the same applicant at 6757 Bristol Highway, Piney Flats, Tennessee.
Have you read the rules and regulations concerning the sale of alcohol inside the city of Johnson City?
I have.
Do you agree to abide by them?
I do.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
And a second.
I hope we have a public works presentation after this.
You put that PowerPoint away, Phil Pizzola.
Thank you for catching that. I appreciate
My
that.
apologies, I didn't catch it sooner.
Can we still need to call the roll. 'Cause
Yeah, we
You
haven't
aren't
voted.
out of here
And I
yet.
have
This
a-
one
I
could
have a
go down.
question for you,
Sorry, but thank you.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Are
Yes,
you
ma'am.
the new owner?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're representing the.
Yes,
the
ma'am.
new- Is it a local company that's bought all these?
It's a company out of Richmond,
Okay.
Virginia.
Are there-
We currently have about 1,500 locations.
Oh, wow.
I operate most of Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, parts of North Carolina.
Will it be rebranded or stay Roadrunner?
We will stay Roadrunner.
Okay.
We also own the Scotchman brands locally and the Fast Marts, FAS Marts as well.
Okay. Well, they're important stores in our area.
I'm sorry?
I said they're very important stores in our area for people, and we look forward to the new owner.
Well, we appreciate the commission's time this
Sorry.
evening, and your time this evening.
Are
And-
customers, should we, as customers, be expecting any changes or anything?
Honestly, no, we've actually been under the ownership group since 2017.
Oh,
The old Mountain Empire Oil Company
Right.
is being dissolved, and we're moving it over to GPM Southeast.
Gotcha.
So,
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Commission, the next order of business is consideration of street closures. I will ask Andy to come up and we will talk about a road closure for the Johnson City PD, Shop with a Cop.
So Johnson City Police Department requests a soft closure of Commerce Street from West State of Franklin to Wilson Avenue as outlined in the provided site plan on Monday, December 12th from 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The Special Events Committee has reviewed and we would recommend approval.
Can I ask why we are closing? We've had this Shop with a Cop for a long time, and I don't remember closing the road for it.
Yeah,
Are they doing something different this year?
A little bit. So last year, we did just close the portion of Commerce Street right in front of the pavilion. But this year, we've recognized the need to create some ingress and egress for the event and also have some a good bus line for the kids to get on as they go and leave the pavilion and go shop for the toys and things.
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, we'll call the roll. Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
And we thank the police department for the Shop with the Cop. It's
Absolutely.
just such a great event to
Yes.
go witness.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Andy. The next item for consideration is the consent agenda.
Commissioner Hunter, you want to pull anything?
I've got a few. 7.1.3.
Okay.
7.1.5. 7.2.1. And 7.2.2.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. Commissioner Brock, are you left with anything? to
Just
pull?
just one, and I see Alicia's here, so she can comment on this, but 7.1.4.
4, all right. Commissioner Murphy?
I think they picked them all.
Sorry.
Same with me. I had
All
one.
right.
John got it, so we're good.
So the first in order is consider approval of the permissive use agreements for 1003 North Broadway to Frontier Health. Commissioner Brock, what, or,
It
sorry,
wasn't me.
Commissioner Hunter, what was your question?
One of them, I guess, for probably Randy, you here?
Yeah.
I was looking for you in the audience. I forgot where you were. I was curious, the maintenance of the building is the responsibility, and I know in the agreement it says that, we've got access to the building with, some timely notice. Do we do an annual inspection to make sure that the maintenance is being kept up, or?
We do not. That building's been leased since the 90s, I think, and they are responsible for all their maintenance. The only thing is, any big-ticket items that come up, they have to contact us, and we have to give them written permission to do it. Like last year, their HVAC condensing unit went out, and they were going to replace that. They sent me an email asking about doing it. I gave them permission to do it, and so they absorb the cost and do all the work and just keep me apprised of what's going on. I have walked through the building about a year ago. I went out and walked through the building and met with the director, talked with them a little while just to look at the facility, but we don't do routine maintenance checks on it.
Okay. I was just, with the age of the building, I wanted to make sure that they're taking care of it as well.
And we could start doing that if you wanted us to.
I think with the lease arrangement we have with them, I think it'd be good to just get a report, an update on, what programs they're doing there and just understanding how they're using the city facilities.
Well, absolutely, and if you would like, I could even bring them in to give you an update or a report on that as well.
Thanks.
Vice Mayor, you had a question?
I read through that. Is there a lease amount that they pay us for this building?
No, there's no cost to it.
Zero.
It's free.
That's why I didn't find it.
Can't find what isn't there.
That's right.
Thank you.
All right. Next item is 7.1.4, consider approval to extend the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Johnson City and the IDB to enable entry into pilot agreements.
Yeah, and
Commissioner Brock.
this is just to inform the public on what the IDB is and the very important role they play for the city, and can't think of a better person to talk about it.
Thank you, Alicia.
Thanks. So the IDB is the Industrial Development Board, and what they do, their primary function is to help facilitate new growth in the city in the form of manufacturers primarily, sometimes warehousing, sometimes other types of industry, but primarily manufacturing.
And the members of our IDB are citizens in Johnson City, business people with a variety of background that.
Exactly, and there are seats that will be open, and I think Mayor Wise touched on this earlier. There's seats that will be open, and we're happy to have folks that are interested in helping us facilitate economic development projects on that board.
You might just mention a couple of projects that the IDB has been really instrumental in accommodating here in the city.
Sure, we've worked with, the Industrial Development Board has worked with Crown Labs. They have a headquarters in Johnson City and a manufacturing facility. LPI, they're our hot tub manufacturer. Lab Connect, they provide test kits for the medical industry. Those are just a few.
Those are three really important companies in our
Exactly.
city. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Are there any other questions for Alicia while she's there? If not, the next item pulled was 7.1.5, consider approval of a construction monitoring and flagging agreement with Rail Pros Field Services. Commissioner Hunter, what is your question?
There wasn't a caption, just the contract or agreement, and so I was just wanting to get less legalese and more of a summary of what we're doing here with this agreement.
This is an agreement with the, anytime you work on a railroad, you gotta have flaggers. It's typical. And so this is an agreement with Rail Pros to provide that service.
And
So
this
in
is
the
on
packet, there
Walnut?
is a per diem, per day thing. Estimated cost is 150 to 200,000.
Is this for a specific project or location?
This is putting the stormwater system underneath the railroad tracks for West Walnut Street.
Gotcha.
Tie into Founders.
I thought I'd seen Walnut Street in there
So it
somewhere.
goes under State of Franklin.
Yes, and under the railroad tracks.
So is there anyone else who does flagging besides Rail Pros?
I'll do it.
I will too. My kids will do it. We'll find whoever. Can we bid on it?
They charge us from the moment they get out of bed.
Yeah, and I would like to work for, let's see, that's $150 an hour to flag for you.
I'll pass that on.
I'll be happy to do that.
Is that
If you
for-
let me know when.
Is that for multiple flaggers? I mean, if they have three
Usually
flaggers
one
out.
person.
Overtime's 180.
Just one person? But they're making 150 an hour.
Well, no, they're not making
Well, I
100.
know.
They're
The-
billing 150.
Yeah. And they pay the person $9.
Right.
And that's, if it's overtime, it's more than that, and if it's weekends, it's more than that.
It's the railroad,
And
friends.
I was gonna say,
It's
I'm
the
serious.
railroad.
I will volunteer to work for Rail Pros.
You don't
in their
have
place.
much say in what
I
the
understand, but there's nobody else there's not another company that does it.
Not that I'm aware of that they deal
So-
with.
Sounds like a monopoly to me.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
And they won't let city staff do it?
No.
You probably have to be Railroad Norfolk Southern certified. Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Thank you, Commissioner Hunter, for that delightful little walk through the petunias. The next one is 7.2.1, Quality Specialty Products. These are teachers' chairs. Commissioner Hunter, what questions might you have
Is
about
this-
chairs?
Hey, Dr. Barnett.
Why they're not welders on the
I noticed on your watch that you hadn't closed your rings yet, so I just wanted you to walk a little bit. Is this for one facility or?
No, this is for the whole system.
Okay,
Whole school
great.
system. Started out with Science Hill, and we felt like we ought to look at the rest of the schools. And, teachers are generally, you walk in and it's threadbare, and they're happy.
Okay.
And keep moving.
That's
I've
great.
never spent so much time looking at chairs.
And sitting in
So
them,
like
right?
at your next in-service, you could do like an Oprah, you get a chair.
You get a chair. We laughed, and we actually talked about it. That's what we
Okay.
felt like.
Yeah,
We-
Yeah, I read it. Y'all constructed chairs and tested them out and
Yeah, check
everything.
those chairs.
Great.
So Dr. Barnett, before you leave, how
Yes.
about those Indian Trail girls soccer team?
Great
Yeah.
match. 1-0, back and forth. I told Gant Pattison, I thought that's the way you want it, back and forth. He's the Indian Trail girls. He
It's
said,
good.
no, we want to win
And the
by
girls'
bunch.
volleyball team, just amazing games they've been playing, all the sports, and it's great to see our kids.
Football game between two teams
Yeah.
with 125 kids on the sidelines participating tonight.
So Dr. Barnett, have we heard, is the game over tonight? The
I don't
volleyball
think it's
game?
over yet. I'm gonna go over and get I went by, great crowd, opened a concession on both sides, and the match last night was great. We were able to keep it to 1, but we thought there might be a really good turnout. Great weather today.
Absolutely.
And then there's a JV game after that. So there'll be a lot of students participating tonight.
Kudos to the kids, they're really playing like a team for their alma maters now. Good.
A lot of fun.
Yep. For their
Thank you.
soon-to-be alma mater.
You okay with the chairs?
He wants them to stand up.
Do I want a chair? Yeah, I'm okay with the chair. That sounded good to me.
Thank you all.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us
We've
get to the
lost it.
bottom of that question.
Glad we could sit down for it.
Okay. The next item is 7.2.2, Tri-Cities mower and saw. This is for zero-turn mowers. Commissioner Hunter.
Yeah, so the chairs were kind of a segue to the mowers, and that I was curious about the seating on, I'm just kidding. No, I was curious how many mowers there are in this, and
Jane.
are they for a specific park, or are they going to multiple locations? I didn't see any information on that. Or is it just one mower?
Hello, Mr. Ellis.
Good to see you.
You could have ridden the mower in if you.
We don't have those yet. Actually, it's for 6 mowers,
Okay.
3 for golf, 3 for parks and recreation. The interesting part is, I think 5 of those are replacements, 1 is a new one.
Okay. That's all I had.
All right, I believe that is everything that people requested to have pulled. Are there any others, or is there a motion to take action on the consent agenda?
Move for approval of the consent agenda.
A motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Commissioner Hunter. If there's not objection, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Murphy.
I do have a question about the mowers. On the quote, it says 7. You said it's actually 6, but the price for $14,799 is 7 mowers.
From what I understand, it came in over budget, and one of the mowers was eliminated.
So it's going to be less.
This is gonna be less
than
than that?
total.
So it would be less, yes.
Less than the bid, but not less than what we acted on.
Right.
Where are they?
Okay.
I don't know.
Where are you seeing 7 at?
Well, it's 14,800
Oh, you just
apiece,
did it
and they're
now.
$103,000, so
Unit
it's.
price 7 each.
Oh.
Yeah, 7 each is the units up above.
Oh, I see there now. Okay.
Forgot this board does math.
Okay.
So did the agenda summary have the right amount with the 6 mowers, or is it?
It's
is it
based on
incorrect?
7, it looks like.
103,900.
Yeah, the total is based on 7.
It is?
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's based on the unit price
Which one?
on the tabulation bid.
103,598. 593 is based on 7 mowers.
Good catch.
Underneath it? That's
So if it's over budget, then you guys are gonna have to amend the agenda again, and then go back and change that and vote on it again. And then put it back into the, I guess, so.
Are we certain it's 6 or 7?
Well,
It's based on 7.
Yeah.
The
And
total.
the $103,000 is for 7.
yes, it is.
Okay, but we only got 6.
And that,
Is that what we're
Or
saying?
and that's
we're
what
only meeting
purchasing,
6.
purchasing's recommending the approval for 7. Is that your understanding too, Mr. Ellis?
No, I believe one of the mowers for golf came in above the individual price, and that's why you have 6.
I don't even know if we're
We
looking
have
at the same
7.
paperwork.
We have 7 on ours.
Listed on our paperwork.
We'll take 7. Just- I was told 6.
Should we just pull that one till 2 weeks from now, or how much mowing are we, or is there a time delay, or?
It's not pressing. We can pull it until next meeting.
I think given the discrepancy, it would be
Wise to.
prudent
Yeah, if it's okay to.
just defer that to 2 weeks to make sure we know.
Yes, sir.
So, we were in the middle of calling the roll,
So we,
so we
Have to
could,
remove that one.
so make a motion to remove it for now?
well,
It
to
never
defer-
got
what do we need to
called.
do to stop? We've got a motion on the floor and we were calling the roll.
Here comes Sonny.
We could just vote it down. I mean, we
Except
still
it's
had
3
3
yeses.
I don't know.
Not yet, he hadn't voted.
Oh, that's
yet.
right, it's just 2 yeses.
So 3 of us could vote no, and then we could start over
What is?
We're voting no to the whole consent agenda.
to approve the consent agenda.
To approve the consent agenda as
In its
Right.
entirety.
So
And
if we
2
vote-
people have voted,
If
3 of
3
us could
people
vote
vote no,
against
then we
it.
don't pass the agenda, we can go back and pass it without that in it.
Correct. You will not pass the agenda as it is. You will make a motion to amend, and then you can vote.
Okay.
Vote on that, and then you
So-
can vote on the amendment.
So keep calling the roll. I bet you this one's going down.
He's gonna take notes on paper again, too.
Yep, so we Commissioner Murphy,
No.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
No.
Mayor Wise?
No. Okay.
How about I make a motion that we take out 7.2.2
And approve the consent.
and approve the consent agenda without that in it?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda absent the identified item.
Should we defer that one item?
Well, you
Do
can
that
consider it,
next.
we're gonna do that and then we consider it separately.
Next meeting? or-
No, we'll still have to consider it on this agenda, we'll just consider it separate from the consent agenda.
So we'll remove it first and then decide what to do with it.
So this is just a vote to approve the consent agenda minus.
Minus that.
Okay.
Okay.
Which means you will not have to take another separate action for an item that was on the consent agenda. It just wasn't approved.
Yeah, and they can bring it
Then
back.
you can bring it back
It'll
up
come
next
back
meeting.
in
Okay.
another meeting.
Okay, so we're done if we approve this, and then that'll find its way back to us.
Correct, that one item just did not get approved.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good job.
So we have a motion and a second to approve it less the identified item. Is there any further discussion? If there's not, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Good catch.
Who made the motion and the second on
I
that?
made the motion. I don't know who said.
Okay, thank you.
On the
You've not
second
moved to
attempt on
paper,
the
have you,
consent.
Randy?
Thank you.
You've not moved to paper, have you?
Let's get a paper.
He's gonna be doing math on an abacus over there in a minute.
Next item is consider approval of a concept plan amendment 2162 South Roan Street. Peyton?
Have you read the rules and read?
All right, about time.
Could you please develop some kind of a bubble or a moving start to help us the next time?
Yeah, going through the agenda.
Here's where you are. Here's where you ought to be.
Just keep on going. Good evening, Commissioners. In front of you guys, I have a concept plan amendment for 2162 South Roan Street. So just a reminder of the concept plan amendment process. It starts at Planning Commission for the recommendation, which they gave a positive recommendation of approval, and then it actually comes to you guys once. So tonight will be the final action on this item. And just as a reminder, this property does have RP5 zoning. This is not a conversation about the zoning district. The rezoning has already taken place. This is just regarding the concept plan that was approved on the August 4th meeting. And the reason why this is coming in front of you is due to a substantial change in building location. So here is the concept plan that you guys previously saw and approved. And this is the new site plan that they are seeking approval for today.
Can you do that again? Okay, thank you.
So you'll notice that some of the major changes, again, are the building placement. So it had two buildings and now it's into one mass building. They've actually preserved a little bit more of that wetland. That's why this is coming in front of you guys. They noticed that the wetland was a little bit bigger than they had anticipated, so they removed the arrival court in order to preserve that area and push those buildings back in together, and their stormwater kind of moved because of that as well. So those are the changes that are in front of you guys tonight. What isn't changing is density or use. Same unit count, same everything that you guys saw before, same intended use. It is just site design really that we're talking about tonight. There was a neighborhood meeting. There was no one in attendance. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval, and staff recommends approval.
So with that move in location, they weren't able to keep it two separate buildings? I mean,
I am
that
not sure
area.
the applicant is here. He has waited for a long
Okay.
time through
Yeah.
this meeting, so I'm sure that he would be happy to get up and speak if you guys want to open the public hearing.
Is there a
Well,
public
as the
hearing?
applicant, I don't know that he has to wait for public hearing.
No.
He could come on up if he wants to explain.
Oh, there is public hearing.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Peyton. That was amazing.
If you'll give your name.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
your-
my name is Talal Shakarshi. I work with LHP. So great.
And we're going to
seeing you.
need you to spell that.
Oh,
for-
yeah, that's.
For Raven's
Oh, we got
benefit.
it. We've got it. It was pretty easy.
I've got it.
Okay, we've
I've
got it. Thank you, Talal.
That's right. Yeah, so the design had to shift slightly because of, after speaking with the environmental specialist, we found out how we had to reconfigure the site plan in order to entirely avoid the wetlands without having to get a arduous permit, which would have been just a complicated process. Unfortunately, given the grading plan, we weren't able to split out the buildings as much as our property managers would have liked to, just by simply, I wish I could kind of crawl over this. Oh, this is embarrassing. Yeah, so if we go back through here, as you guys might remember, there's significant topography changes back in here. So as much as we tried to move this building over, then we lost the parking requirements that were set at 1.25. So it was kind of a give-take that we just sort of landed on this, and I actually think I've grown to love the plans that are being put together by the architect, which you guys, I'm sure, will see soon.
Thank you.
Where will parking for the residents be? I mean, in the gray area on the outside?
That's correct, yeah. So that should show 182 parking spots.
Okay, but for the people in this front unit right here, they don't have exterior parking close by?
So, and that's why we actually, if we could go back to the original slide, I believe. So you'll notice, oh, I keep forgetting I have a mouse. You'll notice that we actually added some green space back in this area, I think. Just to allow for parking if and when it would make sense to add that for the units back here. But for now, we think it's okay to just allow these residents to park on this side. There should be an elevator around here that gets the residents to their units, so.
Are there questions for Talal? Okay, I think we're having a public hearing now, so I will open the floor for the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak for or against this action is invited to the podium. Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing and turn to the commission for action. Move approval. We have a motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. If there's not objection, we'll call the roll. Mr. Trivett?
Commissioner Brock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler?
Yes.
Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Next order of business is to consider approval of change order number 5 to the High Street IT Solutions contract. And Commission, as you heard earlier in our work session, the reasoning behind this, and we would ask for your approval on this item.
Are there any questions on the change order that haven't been addressed already?
After hearing today, I'll move for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second from Commissioner Brock, I heard first.
Yeah.
Because she's closer.
I have his ear.
Yeah, if there's not objection, we'll call the roll.
Commissioner Brock,
Yes.
Commissioner Hunter,
Yes.
Commissioner Murphy,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Fowler,
Yes.
Mayor Wise.
Yes.
That is our last order of official business.
Are there not a few dozen more beer licenses?
That you could scrounge up?
Yeah.
All right. I got my practice in tonight.
All right.
Good job, Randy.
Before we adjourn the meeting, I'll turn to the commission for any reports they might have from other areas their board commission service takes them. I guess Commissioner Hunter?
The only thing I have is that as we were approving beer licenses, Science Hills varsity ladies volleyball team just became district champs. Yeah, swept Westridge with 3-0.
Nice.
So they'll be heading to regionals.
Commissioner Brock?
I'll just report from the Animal Control Board. We are nearing completion of our new spay neuter clinic. If you're out Roan Street in that area, maybe you're going for lunch at Project Barbecue or something, drive through there. It really looks amazing, and we're excited. We think the ribbon cutting will be the first part of November, so I will get it on your calendars. We want everyone there, and everyone who attends gets a cat.
Oh, I will be busy
In a
that
goodie
day.
bag.
I just remembered I have something.
Whatever day that is.
All right.
And it's fully paid for, so that is the exciting part of
That's
it.
made to do.
That's right. Commissioner Murphy? Vice Mayor?
I could report on the CBB, but you pretty much saw that report there in the room a while ago on exciting news on the visitor center. So
Yes,
looking
sir.
forward to that final.
So I have nothing to report since our last meeting, and so with that, we will stand adjourned.
Wonderful.